Today is March 13th, 2016. We are in Columbus, Ohio for Shuffle 8, and Grand Finals for Project M is about to begin. The player on the right, who is on the winner's side of Grands, is Anther. He is the number 1 player in Michigan and one of the best Pikachu players in Melee, Brawl, and Project M in the entire world. You may also know him because his name is attached to Smash Ladder, the online matchmaking website created by Anther in 2014. He was the second seed of this tournament and made his way to Grand Finals with relative ease, beating Dreffin and then Bacon Pancakes to get to Grand Finals. On his left is Hyperflame. Hyperflame is an up-and-coming player from MDVA. Until a year ago, he had never even been PR in MDVA, but now he's climbed to 5th in the region with the help of his highly technical Lucas. He was seeded 8th, not bad, but not amazing, and he had a tough bracket of having to play Thunder's Reign, who had previously had his breakout tournament at Final Boss and is on his own first out-of-region tournament since that breakout, in Winner's Quarters, and Hyperflame beat him 2-0. He would then drop to losers after losing a Game 5 set to another player in his region, Bacon Pancakes, before making a loser's run to Grand Finals. Outside of beating Thunders, none of these wins are particularly shocking. Hyperflame is known to be fairly good, and he's only ranked 1 spot below Bacon Pancakes on the MDVA PR, so the fact that he trades sets with him and comes out on top in losers finals isn't too shocking by itself. But this video is about Grand Finals, and specifically the way that Hyperflame ends Game 4 of the first set of Grand Finals. Hyperflame is up 2-1. He has played a great set so far, but on Final Destination, he finds himself down almost a full stock against Anther, who is fighting desperately to close out Grand Finals in a single set. After a quick scuffle, he finds his opening. He pops Anther into the air with a dash attack, gets a forward air to send him off stage, and then, instead of doing something like another forward air or maybe even a down air to try to send him off stage and close out the stock, he footstools him, and Hyperflame follows him down below the ledge and down airs him. And then, just to make sure that there's no way he can come back, he magnets him just a little bit closer to the blast zone to make it that much harder for Pikachu's amazing recovery to make it back to stage. And it does the trick. And Hyperflame resets the bracket in 4 games. He goes on to win the tournament in another Game 4 set, making this by far his biggest first place victory to date. The whole Grand Finals is great and highly worth watching. Anther is a very well-known name, and Hyperflame is an up-and-coming player who's absolutely a pleasure to watch. He is already one of the most technical players in the world, and even his hand-warmers are engaging enough to impress the commentators and the crowd alike. But the stock with which he closes out the first set of Grands is something different. At this time, footstools are largely just a gimmicky way to kill fast fallers at 0. In order to use footstools, you have to input a taunt. This means that it's something that often requires players to remap their controls, and most players simply don't care enough. For the ones who do, like I said, it's largely a gimmick they do to people who either don't understand how footstools work, or play fast fallers. This is Hyperflame using this mechanic to its fullest. He is using it mid-combo, not to end a combo, and he's using it to drag a Pikachu, a character with one of the best recoveries in the entire game, all the way down to the blast zone before finishing his combo to make it even harder for that character to recover. Pushing Lucas's combo game in that direction was something that we had never seen before, and not just for Lucas, really for almost any character. Footstools were one of those parts of the PM meta that were highly unexplored at this point, and to see a player who was coming out of the woodwork using 3.6 Lucas, a character who really hadn't seen much representation since the days of Neon and Pink Fresh back in 3.0, not just performing well, but utilizing new tech and new combos that we hadn't seen before, was really exciting. This was yet another instance of a player coming out of the woodworks, this time not someone who had been dominating a lesser-known region and who's finally getting national recognition, but who truly is improving at an incredibly rapid pace, and all of a sudden is having this national breakout and showing off things that we had never seen before on the biggest stage of his life. And honestly, it was just really cool to see. This set is still a great display of the PM meta progressing in real time. This combo led a ton of players, including myself, to begin to think about using footstools in a lot more of their combos. And that itself led to more hype combos and a more fleshed out meta in the future, in addition to putting another top player on the map.